Hello there, this is Sadie, and we're going to start a new streak because last time out we got wrecked on Zoltan B due to one basic laser that burned our weapons down completely after hitting it twice in a row and setting fires each time. I don't think that was a particularly probable outcome, but it is one of the big risks with that ship and one of the reasons I'm rather annoyed with it because it's cost me my last two streaks. But enough of that, let's work out which ship we're going to start on. 3, 2, 1, go! Mantis B, we just played this recently on the last streak, but whatever. So, as last time, the risks on this ship are the extreme early game. You have really bad engines and really bad abilities to repair, and you're oddly vulnerable to dying due to things hitting your oxygen. But as long as you can survive Sector 1, you're usually pretty good, and it snowballs quite hard after that. You've got a 4-tile teleporter, of course, so getting more crew is huge, especially getting an NG is particularly good. Well, we have a slaver. This has a 2/3 chance of giving us crew. It can't hurt us. On the other hand, I don't know what to do about this mind control. That's level 2 mind control as well. What an interesting puzzle. I think the boarding drone is the solution to this. I may need to use several of these. It's annoying that it landed there because that caused them to 2v1 it. The human's dead though. You just run around. Not sure I do need to use 2 because actually once the mind control runs out I should be able to just board and kill them. Yeah, go. There we go. Sadly, no crew. I really would have liked to have the choice of 3 crew there, even though that's a medium scrap reward instead of a high scrap reward. If you don't get crew like really quickly, it's generally a best idea to upgrade your engines. The reason being, if you fight a ship that has, I don't know, a Zoltan shield and a flak and a heavy one, you want to be able to get the hell out as quickly as possible before they say damage your piloting and you're sitting there waiting for your Mantis to repair it very slowly. Okay. We are at risk of taking damage here because of the asteroid field. It's kind of annoying that there's 2 rocks here. We would be able to kite them more easily if there was only one. Because if there was one rock and... I'm gonna actually send a boarding drone over for distraction. If there was like one rock and a human, we would run around like this, the human would run, get in the room, and then, actually maybe we do this. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got a 2v1. If we had a human and a rock, we'd be able to just run back and forth between these rooms. The human would get there first, we'd 2v1 them. Because it's double rocks, we can't do that. Oh, we get a weapon. That is quite useful. What's not quite useful is we can't upgrade our engines here because we're in an asteroid field, but whatever. We can't use that whole beam, obviously, for a while. And I'm much more interested in getting things like hacking or other crew that prevent us from dying than I am from getting a hull beam, which basically is just good for allowing us to kill certain types of ships that we otherwise couldn't kill. I mean, it doesn't even do anything against auto ships until I upgrade my teleporter, unless they're a shieldless auto ship. It's pretty slow at getting through Zoltan shields as well, so... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, that sees everything. Oh god. I really do not like this. Because we have no means to turn those fucking weapons off. We need to board and rush them down as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm glad that you landed there. Well, we have to win on this time over, but we got it. Get out of the way. Unfortunately, we're now going to need to sit here and spend forever fixing these broken systems because Mantis suck at repairs. Take power out of everything. I'm not charging my FTL at the moment anyway, so there's no point powering my engines. I'll power the oxygen and that's it. And as mentioned previously, this means that if the pulsar hits a given system when it has no power in it, it only does 1 point of ionization damage. It's the amount in the system divided in half plus 1. Now let's power our engines. Okay, we're out. No, we do not have any missiles to sell. We're going to this store. Okay, you have an NG. Don't get baited by the weapons. The weapons are nice here, but it's more important to get something that allows you to not die. What about the Rock instead? Rock is also pretty good at repairs and dealing with fires, but also knows how to fight. Selling this. We'll pre-ignite all of our weapons. Let's get the Rock. This still protects us from instant death. Now that we have this, you don't need Engines 3 quite as much, because if we get a really dangerous Sword and Shield ship, we have somebody who actually knows how to repair. I'm gonna actually park you in here because you're slow. What's your offer? Cool, we get a quest, which can we get to that? I think we can. Yes, and that's a guaranteed fight and then a store. So I have 4 jumps, and then I have to go to the exit or it gets taken over. So I want this, since it joins straight to it. I want to take 3 more, then go to that, then go to the exit. I don't have any particular way of knowing which jumps are better. We will examine the station and find nothing, sadly. There's no point hitting 2 stores, so let's just... these 2 jumps. This is a very, very bad situation. We can't fight this ship, and it has, I believe that's guaranteed to be a small bomb. Burst 2 small bomb is about the worst thing that you can see here in terms of weapons. This is the kind of fight, like imagine if we just had our Mantis in this fight. It would be an absolute disaster. You have a good chance. If you have just the Mantis, there's a very good chance you die no matter what you do. So that might be an ion bomb, which honestly I don't know if that's better or worse. On average, the ion bomb is probably better than a small bomb because it's slow, you won't have as many of them hit you. If it hits you in shields or piloting, say, it's worse than probably the worst case small bomb scenario. Go and fix that now. Get out of here. We don't need to repair our weapons, we can't use them anymore. Great. 3 straight jumps where we got no scrap. Right before we go to a store fight. Do I have my tracker on? Yes, I do. We've made 49 scrap so far in this sector. We did get a 35 scrap drop, but still. We will engage the rebel. This ship can't hurt us. So we might as well train here. But we'll kill this idiot first. Okay. We can't train weapons, obviously, but we can train everything else. So, speed hack. Need to point this at FTL. This should go reasonably quickly because they've got 2 single-shot lasers. Now, there's a good chance this goes to waste, because I suspect we're going to get a clone bay, and then these guys will be boarders for the whole run, but we'll see. Getting many dodges on this one. We got the full shield before we got even a single level of piloting and evade this time. Okay. You guys go here. And we're going to need to use distraction tactics and break the med bay. There we go. It's the second time we've seen Zoltan Shield bypass so far, which is, you know, a useful thing. It would have enabled us to kill that last ship we fought, but it wouldn't have been worth the scrap. I need to buy fuel that's here. So, very bad scrap this sector. That is the second time that we've been asked for missiles. Pirate or NG? We would like stores. Now, a bad NG sector would be really, really crap here. Because, well, you could just end up getting no scrap again. Pirate could be slavers, which would be useful, obviously, for crew. But I think we just want a good store. Theoretically, if we saw a store that had hacking, we could buy it right now. I think we wouldn't want to sell. We would need to sell all these things, which I don't think would be worth it. But you could do it if we get a single scrap reward. You could then sell boarding drone, hull beam, get hacking. So let's go NG. Now I wish I had bought the NG as normal, but I decided to be experimental. Yeah, I really wish we'd bought the NG. I'm gonna take this, but try to take some more jumps before we hit that store. Put our defense drone up, and we will board and easily win this 3v3. We could kite, but that would just give them more time to fire missiles. Not a very good reward. Distress their store probably. Yeah, we're going to a store. Okay. There are 2 fights in the entirety of this sector. Can we please have some free stuff? Let's work out how many jumps to the exit. It looks like we can get about 6 prior to it. Can we go? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2. I really would like to be able to get a path where you could get both these fights and then go to the store. Of course, we also had the possibility of running out of fuel. I think I'm still going to go to this store instead of this one, and just hope. Some of these are likely to have some scrap at them. This has a free weapon. So yeah, getting a small bomb, that's the single best weapon that we could have found here. So we now have a way to knock out med bays and stuff like that. And disable weapons for long enough to win fights, etc. Back-to-back free weapons. Won't be using this one too much, but we could upgrade our weapons now so we have a way to get through Zoltan shields. But I'm eager to have 40 scrap at this, or 40 scrap, I'm eager to have 80 scrap at this store, which will likely entail selling some combination of these things as we are now, so I'm going to keep that. Board this with 2 and kite a bit because they don't have any ways to heal. I might win this 3 versus 3, but I might not, and it risks crew. And why do that when I have a med bay and they don't? Just kite back and forth. These internal doors, by the way, never get fixed. Yeah, I cannot do that. Once you've broken their internal doors, they stay broken for the entire rest of the fight. So we can actually do that another time to make sure they're low on health, and then we'll board all 3 of our guys into weapons. It doesn't even look like we need to do that. I think our Mantis just win this all on their own. Yep. Cool. We got some fuel. How nice. I am very, very reticent to sell drone parts on this ship because we want to have hacking and drone control. They're very expensive for drone parts. Yes, we're buying all the fuel. Okay, they don't have hacking, but they do have a clone bay. We're buying this, and this way we can kill auto ships. We'll keep the boarding drone for now. We'll keep the boarding drone for now because it can be useful for distractions, and it can still be good against auto ships, even though we can board our normal crew as well. And we might as well keep all our weapons. We can get blue options with the whole beam. And we might end up using them. Taking us awful low on fuel, but it does double our missile count. We'll do it. Zoltan controlled. I don't think we want to do that. I don't really want to do either of these. Uncharted Nebula with only 6 fuel is, as we will have when we get in there, is quite hinky. Because there could theoretically be no stores there. But Zoltan controlled is, I feel like, more likely to kill us outright. So, I think we're going Uncharted. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy with very much in this run so far. It's not being very cooperative. We're not taking that path. It sucks. Hopefully that there isn't a store up there. There could be a non-nebula store, but it would be in a really shit location as well. Okay, we will attack the auto ship, try to get to the station. I'm gonna send the boarding drone over here. I'll have to probably swap back and forth between the boarding drone and the... Why did you have to fucking land there? Swap back and forth between the boarding drone and the defense drone. Them having double missiles and mind control, I'm very reticent to board my guys right now. God damn it. Why should have put you in there? That's a misplay. Why are you in there? I meant to send you into it. Okay, we've got their Artemis missile down. That's useful. God damn it. Well, the defense drone did shoot one of those down before it landed. That was very useful. Small bomb again, please. Why do they have to keep dodging? I'm going to board the rock now, because their teleport. Their mind control has just run out. The rock can survive over there a long time. I'm putting up another defense drone. It didn't work, but it was a good idea. They out of missiles now. Okay. I've used way more bombs in this encounter than I would have liked, but what am I supposed to do? I missed 2 of them. Yeah, they're out of missiles because otherwise they would power their leader right now at weapons 1. I do not want you in there because you're going to get mind controlled. Well, I could have vented you out, but it's easier to not have to do it. Don't mind if you run in there now. Somebody to defend it. And this is a slow way to kill auto ships, ultimately, as long as we can kill them. And keep that if we can keep their weapons on weapons 1 the whole time, they can't do anything more to us. It's only the bursting now that's a threat. See if we can get the boarding drone back to speed this up. Fight would have been very, very different if the boarding drone had gone into weapons, or even mind control. They put the breach there, the boarding drone would break that and move elsewhere, and that system would never repair. Should have it this time. These 2 will break the mind control, and the boarding drone will break shields. We would be out of missiles right now, by the way, if I had not taken that deal, so I'm glad that we did, even though it's resulted in us having very low fuel. We were at very low fuel regardless. Didn't help that we didn't get any there. So that training is rapid that we did is rapidly vanishing, but I thought that might happen. Go here, this sees the most. Ugh. I think I have to do this. This is likely to be our only store of this sector. I need repairs, I need fuel. I could get hacking here if it's available by selling a bunch of stuff. It's not. There's the 3rd Zoltan Shield bypass that we've seen. I think this time we might do it. Sell the whole beam for it. going to sell one of these things as well. I suppose the primary purpose of having weapons would be to get through Zoltan shields, except now that doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, we sell these, get all that, get all that. There we are. We keep the boarding drone for the moment. It is going to probably go at some point, but... Everyone get vented! So hacking is the next thing that we really want, and just more crew generally, but that's always what you want on a boarding ship really until you get 8 crew. Often even when you have 8 crew you want more so you can get better types. Maximizing visibility doesn't matter too much at this point because we know there's no other stores in the nebula, and we don't have any map knowledge, so we don't get any benefit from being able to see loads of beacons. I'd like to have the option to go there in case that's a non-nebula store. I don't think I would go here, even if I saw a store there. Go here and then to... Okay, this ship can't hurt us. We're going to murder the person who comes to board us, and then go with all that. Thank you. That's very convenient. Now, we could very easily do this by bombing the med bay, but I want to do this without doing that because we only have 5 missiles. So we want to use distraction tactics here. Two of you in here. You get there. Not having these two fight much at the moment because if they do too much damage they'll just run to the med bay. I don't want to actually have those guys run to the med bay. Now we can fight. Oops. Messed up my dolphin flip there. But it's fine. And 6 fuel is very appreciated. Boarding runs generally tend to be really feast or famine in terms of fuel. The reason for that is how rewards work when you get a crew kill. I might have explained this the last time I played Mantis B, but I don't remember, and for the benefit of those who haven't viewed that video, it is in there. When you do a crew kill against a ship with default rewards, which is obviously most of the ships in the game, hence why it's default rewards, there are 5 different outcomes, but I would express how often they can occur in terms of X in 9 because of the way that they work out. So 3 times in 9 you just get a medium scrap reward with resources. That's the same as blowing a ship up. And 2 times in 9 you get high scrap with resources, which is obviously better than just blowing the ship up. But in terms of consumables, it's identical. So those 5 out of 9 options, it's absolutely identical to being just a normal gunship and blowing them up. However, there are the other 4 out of 9 options. 2 times in 9 you get a high fuel reward with high scrap, which is what we just got. And the other 2 times in 9 you can either 1 time in 9 get a low scrap reward with no resources but a crew member, and the other 1 time in 9 you can get a low scrap reward with no resources but a weapon. So basically, if you're playing a boarding ship and you're getting lots of crew and weapon drops, you won't have very much fuel, and you have a certain chance of that happening, whereas you might, on the other hand, not get very many of those, but get lots of high fuel drops. So that's what ends up happening with boarding runs, and why if you've played those sort of ships and found that you're struggling on fuel a few times, it's probably because you're getting lots of weapon and crew drops. Let's go here and check this beacon. Cycle around and back after that. Okay, cool. You're powering the one weapon that I'm not really all that threatened by. You are in oxygen. Send my Mantis to deal with you. God damn it, it's level 2. And you've taken enough damage to run in there. Can I 2v1 you and kill you that way? Yes. In that case, these two will probably break that now anyway. Yep. I think that was also a high fuel plus scrap reward, although I think it rolled low. I think the range for a high fuel reward is 3 to 6. So yeah, who knew coming to a uncharted nebula was the way for us to recover our fuel reserves. Okay, there is another store there. We have enough scrap to buy hacking without selling anything. Very nice. That is target number 1. We would take that over literally anything else that's there. And it is there. Cool. They've also got a bunch of beams, but we're not going to be using any of those. We could sell the boarding drone for backup battery. I don't feel like that's worth it. The fact that buying the backup battery would clear out system slots doesn't matter anymore, because that's the last system we're going to buy, and we will get it eventually. It's just, you know, the boarding drone gives us options in a way to deal with auto scouts that the boarding drone doesn't offer, or that the boarding drone doesn't offer, that the backup battery doesn't offer. If I was going to sell the boarding drone actually at the moment, I'd probably do it to immediately upgrade hacking, but I don't feel like I need to do that. Over there and to the exit. Yes, we will attack this pirate. I think I will probably use a small bomb on medbay here, because this ship's sort of awkward to deal with and it's got multiple missile weapons, so I don't want to just extend the fight indefinitely. Just run you back and forth because... Okay, good. It's on fire. Get you out just in case they bomb my clone bay, because I'm going to take explosion damage from Zoltan. Speak of Zoltans. we get one of our very own. They have any... They're down to the base level of crew skill already with all the cloning. Zoltan will be joining our boarding crew, at least for the moment. We're heading out of this sector. And we're immediately forced into a Zoltan sector, but now we have Zoltan Shield bypass, unlike the last time that we had to make this decision. It's a big nebula. Zoltan nebulas often suck. I'm actually going to do this, just so in case we need to run away from a dangerous Zoltan ship. Like, sure, we have Zoltan Shield bypass, but if, say, they are difficult to kill, and of course one problem with having no way to pop Zoltan Shields, which wasn't an issue at the time that I bought the Zoltan Shield bypass, but is now, is I can't hack through a Zoltan Shield even with bypass. So it would be very nice to get some cheap weapon, like an Ion Blast, to just be able to get through Zoltan Shields. I can use the small bomb through Zoltan Shields, and that is very useful. We are going to take our blue option and get a free augment. Okay? This is kind of like, it gives the same passive ability that slugs do to sea crew on other ships. That's kind of useful, since we don't have a slug. That means we don't need to man our sensors. Do I want to take these jumps? I think I am going to. Send over the boarding drone. Also going to hack those weapons. Okay, good. Excellent. I'm not going to risk my crew in this case, because given long enough, we're just going to break those weapons and we'll never be able to fix them. Same reason, let's preserve our bombs. This is going to hit, unfortunately, we have no effect. Ow. Get you out of there. I don't want you to die and then have my clone bay get blown up. Oh, we're almost there. Once this bomb is offline, oops, my Zoltan depowered the hack, which is annoying. Oh god. Okay, good. It would have been very annoying to lose a crew member over that little bit of mismicroing. Now you might as well go help out. They'll periodically get the mind control back, but it's fine. I guess I'll power the bomb up in case I need to use it in an emergency, but I really not like to not have to use one of my only 4 bombs. Go and break that. My concern mostly with the mind control is just if I have exactly one crew who is alive in the Clunway and they mind control that person, I want to have the option to small bomb mind control as an emergency measure so that I don't, you know, lose the entire run. If I could tell my boarding drone what to do, I would just leave it parked in there. I suppose I theoretically could have depowered it when it was in that room, and then it would actually have stayed there, and I could just repower it every time they fixed it. But I've already let it leave the room, so it's not going to go back there. Annoying. Get someone else in there, and then the damage the rock has done will remain, and that way the Zoltan can finish it off. Go help the boarding drone. Get him, boarding drone. So yeah, this fight is really kind of why I kept the boarding drone. Having that land in weapons made this so much simpler to deal with. Otherwise, we would have constantly been having to play whack-a-mole with their mind control and with their small bomb, and worrying about them killing our crew. We would have had to use some of our missiles to deal with it. Let's upgrade our hacking now. Attack this ship, which can't hurt us. So we're going to try to do this without using any consumables. An advantage here, they can only fit... Oh, they've got an anti-personnel drone, so that's good. But they can only fit 2 people in their medbay, so we can just kill one of their humans and then probably do distraction tactics from there. We'll kill one of their humans. This one. Might intentionally get my crew reset here. Another option you could do here, although it would be exceedingly tedious, would be to intentionally kill all of their boarding drones. Enemies usually have about 4 or 5 drone parts. I think it's 4 actually as a standard, not including any ones that they have activated at the very beginning of the fight. So you can run them out of drone parts. But we're not going to try to do that because it would be annoying. Okay, good. We've got the rock fighting the anti-personnel drone. That's what I would like to be the case. If I break the shields now, I should probably be able to distract them in here once they're healed and have my other crew break the med back. They will prioritize trying to fix shields quite highly. Okay, good. We can finish the 2v1 in the medbay. Or not. That works too. You're fine. If I weren't in the Zoltan sector, I'd probably just upgrade my hacking to level 3 right now, but I want to keep some scrap in case I see a store with a weapon that I can use to pop Zoltan shields. The cheaper and faster that it fires, the better. So yeah, we've got scrap because of these nebula jumps so far. These will probably be empty, but whatever. Oh no, it's not. We're gonna actually. This ship is this fight is terrible generally unless you can crew kill, but of course we're boarding ships, so we can. I'm gonna secure the ammo here so we can get to more than the pathetic amount of ammo we have right now. Okay, we can use the naughty step here. The naughty step is the term Britanoff coined for this, and I now think of it that way because it's a very apt term. You just vent everything on your ship except for an empty room, and the boarders will prioritize not suffocating, so they'll go there. Actually, can I get you into shields so that we can break weapons in peace? Teleporter and break it. These two will now be stranded on my ship. We might as well get a bit of combat training by breaking all of their systems. If I hadn't broken the teleporter, when you break enough systems on their ship, they will actually retreat back. They retreat back when they either have... Oh, I need to turn the oxygen on my ship. They retreat back to their ship either when they hit 25% of their health and the teleporter is off cooldown, or teleporter is off cooldown and a certain number of systems on their ship are broken. I don't know precisely what that number is, but that's probably percentage based as well. When I say broken, I should say damaged. They don't have to be completely broken. If you've ever run a ship, had a enemy that's boarding you and you happen to have a beam, you might notice you'll often do a beam swipe and then a bunch of them will warp back, and that's why. Let's warp everyone back now. Because they'll come back in the clone bay and yours will not. Cool. 5 missiles. We don't need to prevent this all. He's at full health. By the way, I know we just spent a bunch of time getting combat experience. If your crew are low enough on health that they're not going to be at 100% after the passive healing from the clone bay, just vent them. Combat experience is useful, but ultimately, like, if you look at the difference... Where are my crew? Like, okay, so if you had one more point of XP, you'd be doing, I believe, 15% more crew damage. But doing 15% more crew damage for significantly less time, or even a fractional amount less time, it just ends up being less than doing 10% for a longer period of time. This is probably Zoltan 9. No, it isn't, but still, we got scrap from 3 out of those 4 nebula beacons. That's pretty good for Zoltan nebula. What are you hacking? Okay, nothing that matters. We can just board and kill this ship. They need both their weapons to damage us. We don't need to use a boarding drone here because, as long as one of these things is broken. We can now guarantee that they're never going to have both their weapons because we'll just keep this broken to where they can only have the single laser. I could train here, but in order to do it, I'd need to manually babysit, and I'm not willing to do that, especially since my crew are going to just repeatedly be getting cloned anyway. But the way to do it would be break this completely, let them fix 2 levels of it, and then just break it 1 level per time. They'd never have both weapons back, they'd never take hull damage, and they'd always be able to shoot at you. Of course, the fact they have a hack on engines would be annoying. Significantly delay any training. I might as well wait until they get a few points of repair and I can board with all 4 of them at once. Since your crew all do equal amounts of damage to systems regardless of crew skill or type, it just ends up being a matter of boarding auto ships. The best crew are the ones that can survive longest, which is generally just determined by their hit points. So Rocks are the best at doing this and Zoltans are the worst. Actually, Rocks are not the best at doing it. Crystals and Lanius are the best at doing it because they're not affected by asphyxiation, but those crew types are pretty rare, especially crystals. And let's wait until they have 1 point in each of those systems again. Probably will upgrade my hacking after this fight. Take a quick look to see if we see a store, but at this point I have enough scrap that even if I did that, I would have enough left over to buy a cheap weapon. Zoltan, because he has so few hit points, doesn't actually survive long enough to break 2 system levels, which any one 100 health crew would normally do. Well, 1 would not do it, but yeah, 2 definitely would, and apparently 1 100 health crew and 1 Zoltan is enough to break 2 system levels. Getting there just so we can look at the map. Yeah, I don't see anything. So. We have enough left over here to buy flak or any cheap 1-power weapon. And we could always sell the porting drone to get it up enough to buy like a burst 2 or something like that. Might want to think about upping my shields next, just because we are in Zoltan Sector 4 and you can fight energy bombers, which are quite dangerous. I haven't been as worried about them as I typically would be in Zoltan 4, because ultimately we're a boarding ship with a small bomb and Zoltan shield bypass. But that's not 100% safe. Okay, what are you hacking? That's very annoying. Send the boarding drone over. Please land in weapons. That's very much the opposite to landing in weapons. It's going to be a 3-drone bar fight, which is very annoying. Okay, good. That's down. These are both 2-power weapons, so ideally, in spite of the hack on our on our teleporter rather, we could probably just park 2 crew in the teleporter and have them warp over whenever they get 1 point of repair on their weapons. Just time it around when they've engaged their hack, and that way, even though we can't remain over there for lengthy periods of time, we can make sure they never get a weapon back. Do that with the 2 Mantis, probably. I'm not going to use any more bombs this fight. Might as well take this off just so that they have having the hack on there actually halves repair time, which is generally quite useful. And now wait until they're, which is generally quite useful, but we do actually want them to be able to repair these things just so that it takes less time for us to be able to go back over and break stuff. I think if I do this, I can break the hack as well. Actually, I can't because they got another point of repair on it. But otherwise I would have been able to. It takes 10 blows to break through that, so I just did a little quick count there. If you leave it, it doesn't refresh, so we'll get through on the first blow here. We have to do 2 points of damage on that to break it. Just like that. Now wait until they engage the hack again. I maybe should use the rock for this, because rock Mantis, in fact I think I should do, because rock Mantis would be able to break 3 system levels, so they could smash the hacking every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now you stop. I think the rock lives long enough to break this. If it's 2 rocks, they definitely would. Yep. Good work, Zaramar. And the boarding drone will finish them off here. getting more used to using this kind of method again. Having been doing tournament practice mostly for the last little while, I haven't been able to use this sort of slow, steady grinding down of auto ships when playing boarding ships because it takes way too long for tournament style runs. You're trying to win quickly with a high score, well, this is not the way to do it. Okay. Go to the store. They have a heavy laser one, we're getting that. And this time we will buy the backup battery. We might as well keep the life form scanner. We're probably going to end up selling that in the end, but for the moment it's worth having. I would upgrade shields, but honestly we're about to leave the Zoltan sector, so... Although shields actually is probably our next upgrade. Regardless. You two go in here and break that med bay. Kite these two idiots. We'll take a little bit of damage here because we can't hack their weapons. I'll just small bomb the med bay. You can fix things while being asphyxiated, right? Thank you. I am going to go and make myself a drink, and when I come back, we'll have had everyone cloned. Okay, we're back. I don't know why I didn't leave this running while I was away, but whatever. I did just get the cat and dog to sit on the bed together for the first time, so I'm feeling rather happy with myself. You're feeling rather happy too, aren't you? Good girl. Do we want another store? I could sell the life form scanner and or the boarding drone for something, but I might as well take another jump first. See if we can make some more scrap. Yep. Okay, the only thing dangerous here is that charge ion. Other than that, they can't hurt me. So let's break it as soon as possible. I was hoping we could get through without having to hack that. If they hadn't fired that at one point of charge, we could have done so. Actually, you stay there, put the rock. Because the rock is in there and isn't dying, the damage that the Mantis did is preserved. Otherwise, you know, if we'd run the rock in afterwards, it would have been reset and you'd have to damage the whole system level, which you would not have been able to do. We might as well power our heavy laser now for the first time, and as long as we can keep these weapons down, we can start chipping away at the shields. The fact that the weapons are hacked buys us a lot more time to do so. Shields again, they are going to get a point back in weapons in a moment, but they'll power the basic laser, which doesn't do anything. And next time we'll board weapons to break them completely. This fight could be vastly more dangerous if one of these, or horrendously both of them, were combat drones. We probably, if that had been the case, we probably would have had to hack drones instead. Hopefully we can get the shields all the way down this time, because then we did for just a brief instant. Once they're completely broken, we can start shooting at that and try to get a breach. Take the piloting out. We might not need to board again. Nope, no need to board again. Oops. And fire that, not depower. Nice. Too interested in much of this. Should I buy a crew member? Definitely want to buy drum parts, actually. I could buy a slug. I'm gonna actually do that. Get rid of the life form scanner, buy the slug. Basically just a life form scanner that happens to need to eat. And then we actually have someone we can start training to be a full-time pilot. We want to replace this Zoltan as well so we can stick them in engines. Well, wait a while for that. If we hack weapons, this fight is basically completely safe. So we can split these two things up. One downside to having the crew member here is that we can't actually do the we can't actually use the naughty step anymore because prevent our entire ship. Albeit we could. Slug doesn't have any skill right now, so it doesn't matter if he got suffocated. Need to get in there and kill that dude before he can escape. These two don't need venting. I'll hold my scrap just until the next sector to see if there's an early storm. I generally do not recommend spending scrap at the end of sectors unless it's truly crucial. Because, you know, if the next sector you jump into has one store and it's a forced jump on the first jump and you've just spent 100 scrap or whatever getting upgrades that are just kind of nice to have, and then you miss getting something crucial, you're going to feel pretty stupid. Hail the refugee ship. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Give me more missiles. Slug or NG. Slug sectors are certainly much more dangerous. They're both 2 to 3 stores. And Slug Sector 5 is going to often have coffin ships, which are really, really easy to kill with boarding, but the ones that aren't like that are quite irritating because slug ships tend to have a lot of crew. I'm still going to go there. I mean, it's the same thing for Sector 6, but like, NG sectors can be quite empty. They're equal in stores, and I feel like I'm strong enough to deal with slug ships. But we might have some trouble if we get, I don't know, worrying radiation and... Oh, there's the immediate store, by the way, that we didn't spend our scrap because of. If we get an early sector, an early ship that's like the worrying radiation event and they have mind control, that could be annoying. But we should be able to at least survive anything that we come across in this sector. We will attack the black market weapons trader. Unfortunately, they do have cloaking. All require venting. If we find an appropriate coffin ship, we can probably train on it. Because you can do something like, even though their weapons, if they have all of them, will be enough to break through my shields. If you break enough that they have just like a burst laser 1 left over, you can then leave that powered and just get your training that way. Albeit it would really only be that valuable for the pilot because of how much we're cloning these other crew members. Should I take another fight first? Yeah, sure. Well, another beacon. I hope it's fight. We should be greedy. Would you like payment? Okay, good. It's a trap. So yeah, you can see this ship already has 4 crew, and by the late game, Slug's gonna have 6 or 7 crew on their ships. They don't have a med bay. You can also drop a bomb on their faces. If there's not anything valuable in this store, we'll probably just get the shield. Breach bomb too. That is very, very useful. I want that. That is the best boarding support weapon in the game. It will always knock any medical units offline because it does 3 damage. I'm also pretty tempted by this combat drone for Zoltan Shield. Yeah. And because we only have 2 drone slots at this point, we're going to get rid of the boarding drone. Thank you, boarding drone. You've actually been quite helpful in this run. It isn't always the case that the boarding drone is very helpful. It has a tendency to board in stupid places, which it has done that a few times, but it never like boarded into piloting on a segmented ship or something like that, so we can be grateful for that. Full repair. Now we can start working on shields. We also want to get our weapons up by 1 so we can actually use the breach bomb. Although this is more sort of long, a purchase for the future than one for this immediate moment. Right now, being able to do 2 damage to a system is generally enough. I'd rather keep the hacking. Okay, good. That's a firebomb. It's guaranteed. It's the only bomb that slugs use, but also this particular event where it has that text about them using fire weapons. It guarantees they're going to have a firebomb or a fire beam. I wonder if I can break these weapons enough that they only have the heavy laser. I think I probably can. And if that's the case, then I'm going to want to also you get in there now. I don't want to break their shields. I want to be able to train my weapons potentially. Though I don't know who I would train my weapons on exactly. Okay, good. Break this one more time. They can never fix this because their 1 crew member is in this little cubby hole over here. You go here. I guess you go there. I won't bother cross-training everyone here because of the whole they're going to get vented repeatedly thing. In fact, I won't even bother training these guys at all. But I do want to train these two. For that reason. The weapon training is not really that valuable, but I guess I might as well do it. Speed hack up. What was my combat training doing? So, you are full, so I don't need to send you. Okay, you're the one with weapons. You are not at full, you are not at full, you are not. You two are the ones I value most, so I'm going to send these two over to finish breaking everything else. I'll even send them to break oxygen, so that they get more skill that way. Oh, one moment. Okay, we're back. Oh yes, right, we were doing this. That was a fairly lengthy break in person because my wife just got home, so we were having a conversation. Getting tea, etc. Okay, come back, and then we'll send you into oxygen. We might even have enough time to send you into oxygen, break that, come back, send you in to kill this slug. Just for an extra 1 to 3 points of combat experience from breaking the oxygen. Out, and that is indeed level 3 oxygen. Now the rock's maxed out, so I might as well just send the Mantis in on his own. I mean, I'll end up cloning both of them anyway. Let's soften the slug up a bit. Not that slugs aren't pretty soft already, but you know. Can't start venting my rock because of the door hack. Let's actually upgrade the weapons first, just in case I really want to use them. Fine. Well, I mean, it's worth using this, and I can always potentially power both of my other weapons if it should be necessary. Most likely in an auto scout fight. But being able to power the breach bomb actually is quite good in an auto scout fight too as well, because I can point it at a system and it will guaranteed, as long as it hits, cause a breach. Especially now that I don't have the boarding drone anymore. Having another method to breach those things is quite helpful. Down here. This shouldn't be too bad. This is enough ions that they would be able to stack together and get through my stuff fairly easily, but because they have cloaking and because I have hacking, that won't end up happening. Yeah, this ship already has 6 crew. Here in Sector 5. We get a repair burst, which is largely useless, but I can sell it for 20 scrap. At this point, I just want scrap and crew. And eventually I will want some weapons that will let me kill the flagship in a speedier fashion than what I have now, but I could win the game with what I have since I have bypass. Well, with what I have, as long as I upgraded my shields, obviously. I don't think it would be a good idea to try to fight the flagship with no cloaking and level 4 shields. We'll take that distress because we might be able to get a slug crew member. We obviously already have one, but having another one would be good. The more mind control immune crew members you have, generally the better. You can replace the Zoltans in my boarding crew. Let's attack the Mantis ship. This is a double reward if you know how to get it. Board them immediately so that we don't have them boarding us. Bah. We could let them fire this and then split them up, but I think we can actually just win the fight. If we just kill them all and then re-bomb them. They might have dodged that with the autopiloting, but whatever. So the way to get more is to just say finish them off. Sometimes they will panic and say they were bluffing and give you an augment or whatever. But in this case, they really didn't think they had anything, but whatever. We blew them up and took their stuff anyway. We're good people. Start working on the shields. And we'll probably take the shields all the way to level 8 before we upgrade much of anything else. On a lot of ships, boarding ships, I might want to upgrade the teleporter, but I find that generally less necessary when you have a 4-tile teleporter. I mean, it's very useful with a 2-tile teleporter. We probably already have upgraded it because, it lets you get to critical mass faster. But that's not so much of a problem with a 4-tile boarding setup. Nothing here. Take this other distress beacon. We'll hail the refugees. We don't need to make that trade. We have 20 fuel. Take this and then go back up to the nebula. Have the Mantis oversee the repairs. You get a high scrap reward for this. There's nothing wrong with our oxygen, so the Mantis just tears them apart because it's obviously a trap. Okay, this ship is hacking our oxygen. We can win this by the time because they are a highly boardable ship. We can just win this before our oxygen runs out. Frankly, even if we couldn't, we have a clone back. To get out of there, we just want this to close. No, leave. Oh. Oh, sorry. Okay. There's another store. We don't really have much. We could sell the repair purse, but we're gonna get another store by the end of the run anyway, so let's just ignore that and keep going. Okay, so this is the worrying radiation event. This is the most dangerous event in the slug sector. Those weapons, though, aren't too bad. I think I'm going to actually counter back here. We can use our bomb to blow up their med bay. Just win with boarding. Also, if we bomb their weapons, they're not really going to be able to do too much to us. Also, they do only have a two-tile med bay, so we can kill off their other crew while they have two people in there. There we go. That fight is always a high scrap reward, and you don't actually need to get a crew kill to do it. You get a high scrap reward even from a ship kill. But, you know, we're a boarding ship. It's actually easier for us to get kills than it is to just kill the ship conventionally. Nice. We could dive here, but it wouldn't be worth it. We'd have to go like there and then backtrack. It would be double nebula dives, which are not as dangerous as other dives because there's no ASB, but still, it's really not going to be worth it. So we'll just go that way. And we have another 4th Zoltan sector. I'm glad we got that Zoltan shield bypass. And we have the option of using the heavy laser. I'm actually going to, since I know that I'm going, well, I'll wait until I jump into the sector, I suppose, in case of immediate store. But I'd like to get weapons to 3, so I can either run both bombs in fights where it might be useful. That's particularly valuable because one bomb might miss, and then you can rely on the other one instead of waiting. You know, if the breach bomb misses, instead of having to wait for 17 seconds for the charge all the way up, we have the small bomb to fall back on. But more usefully, it'll allow us to power extra stuff to get through the Zoltan shield. Although I suppose we have the combat drone, so maybe that's not so essential. There is indeed an immediate store. The location sucks, but we're going to it anyway. I've been having much luck getting crew in this. I'm highly tempted to just buy this Mantis. Just buy the Mantis. I'm annoyed that we've had to buy so much boarding crew in this. In fact, we've only got one to drop because the rock, this new Mantis, and the slug were all ones that we bought, which is incredibly annoying. But that's how it is sometimes in boarding runs. me being able to do the thing we were just referring to with weapons, but oh well. Get out of there, Now, so we'll go in like this in most fights. If we can get an explosive replicator, we can actually properly use both of these as our standard loadout. Next up is getting the shields all the way advanced. Advanced upgrade. You know what I meant. Should I take the distress? I'll take the distress. We will hail the refugee ship, which we seem to have been doing a lot of in this one. We actually just killed this guy before. That's like a max level medbay, I think. Yes, indeed it is. But 2 Mantis can kill a level 1 medbay, which it now is. Yeah, you actually all want venting because obviously you had Zoltan explosions in your face. Take a look at the map first, just in case of storm. I didn't put the combat drone up to deal with the Zoltan shield there because I didn't feel like hacking was all that essential, and I think that's borne out by the results. Yeah, let's go investigate and have the slug assess his state. Unfortunately, we do not get a free crew member. It's the Zoltan Border Police. However, this is a very tame Border Police fight. They actually can't hurt you with their weapons, so we just need to deal with the Border Police and then go forward and win. This is generally the most dangerous event in the Zoltan sectors, although I think in Sector 4 and afterwards, the Natural Mineral Protection Act and that which is a fight that asteroid field can actually be worse. Due to the possibility of fighting an energy bomber in an asteroid field. I have had some very bad experiences doing that. We do not recommend that you do it unless you must. probably want to go to that store to just see about finding some sort of weapon for flagship killing. Just because there's a danger if you have if you're just doing bombs and boarding kind of stuff, which is entirely viable to kill the flagship with. But if you are doing that, there is a risk, especially if you're playing one of the boarding ships like Mantis B that cannot get both hacking and cloaking. If you're fighting Phase 2 and they happen to roll a lot of combat drones and you're not able to damage their hull very quickly, you can get into a lot of trouble. So ideally we want to find like a halberd beam or something like that. In order to go to that, we will need to double back. Screw it, I'll look for it the next time. We have a green option in that sector, if I recall correctly, so let's board and shield. Man right there. Don't think we even need to use a bomb. I think they'll all be dead before they have to run shot. The hack at these ended before they died. Have enough space to take another jump here. Yes. Not by much, but enough. One big advantage I will have against the flagship is that because I have the breach bomb too, once I've killed off all their crew, they'll turn into an auto ship, which normally would be quite annoying. But of course, auto ships cannot fix hull breaches. So in phases 2 and 3, I can just, and even later in phase 1, I can just drop breach bombs on systems that I want to eliminate permanently, and they'll never be able to use them again. Boarding me. Wasn't sure if they were gonna what charge they were gonna put that at. I just wanted to fire the two of them together. I would have ideally let them fire the first one and split the weapons, but I couldn't do that because of not knowing when the charge 2 was gonna fire. If they had fired the charge 2 at 2 points charged, there was a vague chance that all 4 of the shots hit and I take damage. I have enough scrap to upgrade my shields now, but I'll wait to see what's in the next sector. Ideally, Sector 7 we go to a civilian sector, whatever that green one is. To judge from the rest of this run, it'll probably be a Zoltan sector, though. Combat 2 drone, that's interesting. I can use that for Zoltan shield stuff. Or I can sell it. Okay, we do have the choice to go to a civilian sector, so we're going. Abandoned 7 is quite rewarding, but very dangerous. And as a boarding ship, I really do not want to have to deal with layers boards. We still don't have any options on this, do we? No, I'm going to actually leave them. There's a high chance to take damage on that. I did it earlier as a gamble because I knew that we were about to hit a store. Okay, here's a very useful thing. Also, actually, I'm wondering. I definitely want the backup DNA because that's security against losing crew. Unfortunately, we have no weapons of any kind here. that they have a beam drone. Beam drones are better for cutting through Zoltan shields than combat drones because they can't miss. I'm wondering about just selling both of these and getting that. That saves me from needing to upgrade my systems and my reactor enough to actually use this. And I think that's what we're up 12 scrap. We could buy the whole repair drone to deal with scratch damage. We will fend ourselves, attack and escape. Damn it. My hacking drone up. Basically angled. And again. I'm gonna just try to do this without hacking them now. So there's the advantage of having two bombs. Getting a free ion blast is pretty useful if you can get it in sector 1 or 2 on this ship, but this late in the run is, and with us having already got a heavy laser, it's pretty much superfluous. It would have given us a blue option in that that distress beacon that we skipped a moment ago. We can't have that a second time this sector, so there's no point putting it on my bar for that. This just so I can have all 3 of the weapons powered in case I ever want to do that. Certainly I will want that in the flagship if no other time. I think I just tried to say the words time and point and blended them together in a bizarre fashion. They can never power a weapon again. So it's time to start punching shields down. He's off, I'm not going to use a bomb again. I could turn a beam drone on once the shields go down, but since they can't damage me anymore, there's no point in wasting resources. So we're not going to be able to break them with this lot of motors, but the next lot should. Nice, got in just in time to preserve the damage of the rocket dome. Shoot the cloak. Okay, try to shoot the cloak and fail. Several times just in second. This particular type of auto ship only ever has level 2 piloting maximum, so we're going to work that one right now. Hold the heavy laser shot until that's done. Should be about now. They might repair their piloting before they, or their cloaking before they die, but... yeah. How annoying. Doesn't really matter what we shoot at this point. If we hit them, they die. Give me my double reward. Although 67 scrap is not a great double reward this late in a run. Send the rock in. This is actually kind of useful. I may actually keep this. Like, a repair arm does eat scrap, but especially when you can't get cloaking, it's a pretty decent thing to get. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. The only reason to sell it might be because... oh yay, distraction buoys in Sector 7. I mean, they have a halberd beam actually, so I'm gonna get that. The reason to sell this might be because it's opening an augment slot up, so we could get another augment to drop and then sell that, but we want to keep the DNA bank and the bypass. But since we made, you know, because you might want to have another augment drop and you want to be able to sell it. But since we're late in Sector 7, there's a good chance this is the last store we go to. So we are not going to bother with that. I think I want to go like this in most fights, and then when we're fighting the flagship phases 2 and 3, I want to have these 3 weapons on, which requires weapon 6. So we'll start working towards that. Get the buffer upgrades as well while we're at it. I'd like to upgrade our engines, although it's not strictly essential. Doesn't really matter if the solar flare hits Clone Bay because, well, we have backup DNA bank. Otherwise, that wouldn't be a thing we'd need to worry about. That's going to burn down, unfortunately. Had the fire hit a little bit earlier, I would have just saved the rock. But he had 1 hit point at the moment that that struck. The solar flare has done more damage to us than about every ship we've fought in the last couple sectors. Go, Mantis, repair with all your might. Now we're not hiring crew. We've done enough of that this one. some of that got converted into repairs, which not ideal at this point because we're about to get 10 free repairs anyway. Wondering about diving here. We can get at least 2 extra jumps by doing that. Probably only these 2. If this joined the exit, we could get 3. I think that's worth it. Build the refugee ship for the nth time this run. We could probably do this with no resources, but I'm gonna just breach bomb the whole thing. I do have a bomb that I missed. It was hiding there, so the site wasn't completely safe. Take that ion bomb. That wouldn't have done anything anyway because I had backup DNA bank. Your attempt to marginally delay my clones has been foiled. Mostly I want buffer upgrades and power now. I do want to upgrade my teleporter before phase 1, because having only level 1 teleporter leaves you open to them hacking the teleporter, and then you have a lot of difficulty actually killing them. If they hack a teleporter that's above level 1, you can get around that by just selectively depowering it. Which I will show off whenever that eventually happens, which I'm sure it will. The Federation ship. This is a potential double reward, and one of the high chances of the second reward is to get crew. Didn't get crew, but we did get 84 scraps, so very much worth it. Ideally, we'll get the teleporter to level 3. Only level 2 is necessary to deal with hack issues. I'd also like drones 4, so I can run both the defense drone and the beam drone if I get the opportunity to do so. That admittedly is fairly power intensive. Remaxed her engine, so don't have as high of aid as I would normally have here, but Any damage we take here gets repaired. fix that so that we can get to cloning these fools. I definitely want to upgrade my clone bay before the flagship, because especially in phase 1, you do end up cloning your crew a lot. Repair station is nice for more consumables. Yeah, we'll jump here and then probably repair station. Evade during that fight at some point. So we can hopefully stop Zolt from dying again at any point. This fight, I think you need to crew kill to not get more than a low scrap number, but you know we can crew kill quite easily. Definitely like more power for when I'm using the whole Oh yeah, I want to get my drones up. Not sure whether I'll be able to do that. I would ideally, if I was doing that, also upgrade my backup battery so I can power both of them with backup battery power. That may have to be jettisoned depending on how many fights I can find. Odds just went down because of beacons that got taken over. This is another event where you need to crew kill to get a scrap ore. You can tell because you can like see the Federation fleet fighting in the background, and the flavor text does reference it as well, although I tend to skip over it too quickly to actually see it. I swear we've seen that like every second of this run. off, but if they do, we'll just punch this idiot in the head. Nice. We'll do that. Probably just looking at the level 2 teleporter unless we can get some scrap here. Which we might. We'll take a look. In phase 1, we all actually want to have 2 people in here on board with just 2 into the ions and 2 into the beam artillery to break those. So we will hack and try to breach bomb the missile artillery. Get this again. I mean, okay, we obviously don't need more fuel. We aren't getting more scrap to get this up, and there's no point in upgrading the teleporter after phase 1. I might just hold this to upgrade power afterwards, because I'll need a little bit more for running the halberd beam. The defense, we don't need to power the heavy laser right now. We will later in this phase, but go over there. Oh. I didn't actually want to put that up to try to stop the hack, which is pointless and can get you in trouble. I was actually more thinking about the missiles, but I should have remembered the fact that, of course, they hack you in this phase. I should have just let them do that. I think their first hack was something relatively innocuous. The drone control is not too bad either, in fairness. That may be better. They'll get better. Now we just use the missile room as basically a they can escape, so what? Our people can be cloned indefinitely and theirs can't. Let them come in and then full health on the doors so we can kill them before they can escape. Yeah, cool, got 2 of them. Now let them break the doors. running to medvac. Same thing there. Now we won't have to be slow, and they will actually use one brief bomb on engines. Just a useful thing. Also, small bomb, brief bomb and cloaking. A useful thing to remember for phase 1 is they only have level 2 engines. So if you can drop a small bomb in there, it will take their evade out completely. And this applies even if you're using, you know, an ordinary gunship layout. You happen to have a small bomb. It's just a good thing to do. There. We'll just keep breaking their weapons. I could power this drone to make this faster. Whatever. Now in this phase, we can board directly into missiles and break them immediately. Actually, I'm gonna do a thing here. The order, if you use a 4-tile teleporter and you board into a 2-tile room, the order that it shunts people out of the room in is determined by when they last. It was determined in the first instance by when they joined your crew, but also this order gets reset whenever they board a ship or when they clone. So because my Rock and one of these Mantis, I don't remember which, are the last ones to clone, if I boarded now, they would, with all 4, those 2 be the ones who get shunted away. I want the Rock to not get shunted because he's really slow. So let's vent these 2. And then what will happen is that Manon and Yevon Sai will be the ones that when we board 4 people into missiles, these 2 will stay in the missiles, these 2 will get shunted into the side room, and I'm going to run them to drones. I only need level 1 teleporter for this. So I might use a small bomb in phase 3. If I do that, I may be able to actually prevent myself from taking any damage. We'll see. Might use it instead of the heavy laser in phase 3. Keep these because I'm going to power the defense. Fight them at the base. It's not particularly important because I don't need to do abduction strats with their crew all being dead. Let's do it. Right into here. What should happen is that the Rock and this Mantis, I believe, will stay in there. Yep, and these 2 who are the most recent ones, clone, get shunted into the side. To make sure to time this shield hack properly, it's a bit weird compared to what it would normally be, because I don't have anyone in weapons. Okay, good, that's down. There. Looks like we're actually gonna get out of this without any damage. Beam Run, go. I could have moved that back or whatever. The only thing I can spend crap on here is buffering the sensors, so I guess I'll do that. So if I want to try to do this damage less, if I board directly into missiles in phase 3, because they're level 4, you don't break them in time just with the porters. But if you board and you drop a small bomb and it hits, that will completely take them offline. So I think I'm going to try that. It does mean not having the heavy laser, but whatever. Like, once we're through the Zolt shield, the beam draw should do pretty quickly. The hovered beam will do its work. And we can use the breach bomb to shut down certain systems permanently. Somebody will get mind controlled other than the slug. Ideally, it's one of my boarders, and I can board with 2 crew and have my other boarding crew keep the mind control person occupied. Worst would probably be it's one of the boarding crew. You move over there, you board from there, you go occupy him. Beam drone, do your thing. Oh, I'm actually not going to get the small bomb off in time thinking on it, because of course I have no one in weapons. Oh, I did. It missed though. Well, maybe I can. Nope. Let's vent that. Oh, come on. Oh, that's good. You go over there. Thank you, Beam Drone. Oh no, my clone bay is down. Whatever will I do? Anyway, that was a quite comfortable little run. We didn't get that much scrap. It did feel like there were a lot of fairly empty sectors, but whatever. We are back in the win column. Here are we playing next? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Slug A will be next up. I hope you enjoyed the run, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.